I think the people who come to this sector come with a level of passion that doesn't exist if you're like, I just like to market, do marketing work at Nike or my local school board or whatever it is. They're not moving into that role. It's just a job. But I think for so many people in nonprofit, this is serious for them, right? Like they come into this and accept a lot of conditions they know are going to exist because it's nonprofit, like less pay potentially compared to contemporaries and for profit. They know some of those things. And you highlighted it so brilliantly in this recent Hive article you wrote about this incongruence in nonprofit work. There's something that happens that can be very damaging when if you come with this passion and this eye for creativity and this desire to truly change the world and you can't see any possibility to ever get there in a role that you have, that creates continued injury and because you want to contribute at a high level. And yeah, there's expectations versus reality, and nonprofit work should be its own meme, I'm sure.
Yeah, and also as someone who's been in the sector for 15 years, I feel like this is our time. You're like, this is like our game to lose, right? We with the newer generations of Gen Z, like they're so purpose driven and they want to contribute and do meaningful things.
Yeah.
Like we should have been prepared for their enthusiasm, for them wanting to come into this. And I do feel like as someone who's a millennial older than them, that we need to get our house in order so it's a healthy place and container for others to fulfill what they want to do. And I think that's what I see my own purpose as being, and I think you'll probably see your purpose as being very similar. Like it is on us, people who are older generations than the incoming generations to this work, to take care of the organizational structure to where it can be fun, exciting, and challenging too, but it's not an unhealthy space for someone to work in.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because yeah, the work can be really hard, but if you're friggin' jazzed to go to that work every morning and you're like, "No, I get to go and do this today." And I think that even for myself, and we were talking about jobs previously, the work is hard. I love the Nonprofit Hive. This has been the hardest I've ever worked in my entire life doing anything, but I'm excited to do it every day. And it's amazing how that can shift your entire perspective to go, "I never planned on working this hard, but man, is it amazing," right? Like those are 2 and that's what we need, I think, to give it, not only this generation of people within the sector but the ones who are coming in as well. Like I think I love that healing from the inside out idea for this sector, and change needs to happen internally first.
And the good news is, one thing I love about the Nonprofit Hive is it gives visibility to people who believe the same thing and who are doing like the work, right? There are people doing the work, and I always try to remind everyone in my circles of this is yeah, it sucks. Like we have a lot of room to grow. However, there are people you can pair up with, give your energy to, who really are moving us in the right direction. So I think that's always like a silver lining. And we can't forget that because, hey, I'm like all one for complaining and making funny nonprofit memes, which is like one of my favorite pastimes. If you don't follow me on LinkedIn for the nonprofit memes, you should start. But yeah, like there are people who are moving us in the right direction. And I love that.